Go. Get out of here. Oh,
In the wild, the difference between a peaceful day and a total disaster is often just a split second of instinct. From a lion unexpectedly opening a car door while tourists watch in horror, to a protective dog physically pulling its owner away just moments before a freak accident, these heart-pounding encounters prove that nature never plays by our rules. If your life was on the line, would you trust your instincts to save you? This training video shows a young girl standing near the water with her dog while her father is not nearby. When an unfamiliar person approaches and lingers too close, the dog quickly positions itself in front of her, acting in a protective way.
Oh, tudo and your dad?
Yeah.
Your dad's in battle?
Leo, back up! Stand still. Step beside my dog. Leo, out! Stay, Leo. Walk away from me, my dog.
Although the scenario was staged, it raises a question: would you rely on a dog's behavior if something didn't feel right? A man appears unusually confident while interacting with an adult lion. He moves closer, reaches out to touch it, and reacts as if there is no real danger.
See, there your fence are gonna go.
So the lion's just...
Hey! Point up! Hey! 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 What? You just want us to play.
At first, the lion remains calm and shows no immediate response. But wild animals act on instinct, not human assumptions. In a sudden shift, the situation changes.
Go. Okay, just leave it. Come on. Okay, get up. Get up. Hey!
With one quick and forceful swipe, the lion strikes the man's leg. What seemed harmless just moments earlier becomes a painful reminder of the animal's strength.
It's gonna hurt, okay?
It's fine.
Jesus.
I can't feel a thing. I've got so much adrenaline.
How do you feel? They're only small ones.
If you were standing that close to a wild predator, would you trust the calm moment or remember what it is capable of? He was walking through the forest when he suddenly found himself face to face with a black bear. The sound of his reaction alone shows how quickly fear can take over in a moment like that. When something powerful appears without warning, instinct takes control of what happens next. During a live television broadcast, a bear suddenly lunged at a reporter. Fortunately, people nearby reacted immediately, and she was not hurt. Reports indicated the animal had been trained for years, but it responded only to its handler. If even a trained bear can behave this way, is any close encounter ever truly safe?
Ужас. Он наглый, блин.
Bears are known to search for food and can even open vehicle doors when they detect something inside. In the United States alone, there are around 2,000 reports each year of bears breaking into cars to get food. Wild animals act on instinct, not human rules. If you saw a bear approaching your vehicle, would you stay calm or realize how quickly the situation could change? This video was shared as a reminder, especially for runners, to be cautious when passing someone with a dog. The moment was captured by a home security camera, as a man jogged by the dog appeared to see him as a threat to its owner. Acting on instinct, it broke free from its leash and rushed toward him, refusing to let go, even as the owner tried to pull it back. To avoid further danger, the man climbed over a wall and managed to escape. Later, he confirmed that he was not injured. Situations can change quickly when animals feel protective. If you were running past a dog, would you slow down or assume nothing would happen? It started as a routine workday, quiet and predictable, until everything shifted in an instant. A tiger suddenly lunged forward with full force, halted only by steel bars. That thin barrier stood between safety and disaster. Would you feel secure or realize how close it came to going wrong? A man was suddenly charged by a buffalo, the attack unfolding in an instant with almost no time to react. Moments like that show how quickly danger can appear without warning. Keeping distance can be the difference between staying safe and getting hurt. If you were that close, would you move away in time or hesitate for just a second too long? A thief climbed over a fence and entered a yard. Moments later, he noticed a pit bull inside. Without hesitation, he immediately turned around, ran, and climbed back over the fence to escape. It became a day he likely won't forget. What do you think about this situation? A woman was sitting beneath a tree, focused on her phone, when her dog suddenly grabbed her dress and pulled her away. Irritated, she assumed it was acting out, but it continued tugging until she finally moved aside. Seconds later, a large branch fell right where she had been sitting. Only then did she realize the dog had been trying to protect her. Do animals sense danger before we do? A polar bear presses against a glass safety pod, testing its strength with clear predatory curiosity. In the Arctic, distance is critical. In another moment, two men struggle to pull their dog away from a hyena's powerful jaws. These scenes highlight just how strong wild instincts can be. Would you keep enough distance? In murky water, a tiger shark makes an exploratory bite driven by instinct rather than curiosity.
But I got on the high res.
In environments like this, awareness can mean survival. Never dive alone. When visibility is low, would you feel safe not knowing what might be nearby? The group sits inside a parked car with the windows closed, recording as they assume they are safe behind thin metal doors. Outside, a lion approaches and carefully studies the vehicle.
I know. There's this locked door. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that. Is it locked? Yes. Are you sure? I hope so.
In a sudden, precise motion, it grips the door handle with its mouth and pulls. Animals observe and learn more than people expect. If that door had opened fully, what do you think would have happened?
Ali, junto com o jacaré.
A man is swimming when he suddenly realizes something isn't right. A crocodile is already dangerously close. He turns and tries to get away, searching for any possible escape. But in this environment, humans are not the fastest. Within seconds, the situation begins to slip out of control.
Graças a Deus eu saí, cara. Machucou o braço.
What would you do if you realized it was already too close? A man accidentally climbed into a bear's enclosure and was quickly noticed. Panic set in and he jumped into the water, hoping to escape. But bears are powerful swimmers, and the animal followed him in. Reports said he had raised the bear when it was young, yet it did not recognize him and continued the pursuit. After some time, the bear became tired and eventually stopped. The situation ended without further escalation, but it showed how instinct can override familiarity. What do you think this moment teaches about wild animals? During what seemed like a normal expedition in Greenland, a group of researchers had their day turn into a nightmare. when a hungry polar bear came dangerously close. At first, everything appears fine as they prepare to leave camp, until they suddenly notice the predator lingering just a few hundred feet away.
Oh, he's really checking us out now. If he does get close, we're exactly right for me to use the bear spray because it's downwind. Yeah, I honestly think he's going to walk past us.
After several tense minutes, the polar bear eventually wanders too close for comfort, forcing them to take action and scare it off.
Want to put the flare off?
Yeah.
With everyone now deeply concerned about their safety, the animal continues to move calmly around their camp before finally losing interest and swimming away altogether. While drifting down a river toward their next campsite, Fred Eichler and his group encountered 3 bear cubs, along with one very protective mother. The video begins with Fred's team floating along the river when they spot the cubs playing near the bank. As they continue forward, they accidentally get too close, drawing the attention of the mother hidden in the thick brush.
Come on. Let's go. Get out of here.
Thankfully, a few warning shots are enough to scare off the large bear, sending her back into the woods and leaving the group unharmed. In a quiet neighborhood in Canada, a man was nearly attacked by some very unexpected visitors. The video begins with him hearing strange noises in his backyard and stepping outside with a camera to investigate. When he gets outside, the homeowner is shocked to find not one but an entire family of 3 bears wandering around.
Stay.
Hi, buddy.
Almost instantly, the mother bear notices him and, seeing a possible threat, signals her cubs to climb up the trees for safety before reacting.
Hey, guys.
A short while later, the 3 bears are seen leaving the property, bringing the tense moment to an end. At the beginning of this chilling encounter, a massive black bear is seen tracking the scent of a man sitting in a tree stand. Once the predator notices the ladder leading up to him, the hunter immediately recognizes the danger as the animal starts to climb. As soon as the bear gets a few steps up, the hunter makes his presence known, preventing it from going any farther.
Hey, what are you doing there? What are you doing there?
The animal quickly retreats, climbs back down and runs off, leaving the hunter safe and unharmed. What these tourists expected to be a heartwarming moment with a mother bear and her 2 cubs quickly turned into a frightening experience. The encounter begins with a group of visitors taking photos and observing the animals just a few feet away. With only a park ranger standing between them and a potential disaster. The situation shifts suddenly when the mother bear reacts. After spraying the animals, another ranger begins throwing rocks to push them away from the road. Fortunately, the bears retreat back into the woods, and the tourists are able to continue their trip unharmed. In the remote Alaskan forest, a man experienced the scare of a lifetime after coming across something unsettling while out hunting. The footage begins with a hunter walking along, looking up at the sky as he searches for his next bird target. As he moves deeper into the woods, he suddenly looks down, only to find an unexpected presence staring directly at him.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Get out of here, bear.
Out of nowhere, the animal bolts and begins circling the nearby trees, but the hunter remains alert, knowing the danger isn't over yet. By the end, he finally makes it back to camp where his friend is waiting, having managed to shake off the stalking predator. While camping in the snowy mountains, a man and his loyal dog suddenly found themselves caught in the middle of a double grizzly bear encounter. At the start of the video, the man can be heard shouting loudly, desperately, trying to stop his dog from approaching the predators.
Raina, get over here! Get over here, Raina! Raina! Raina, come here! Raina! Come here!
He calls out again and again, but the dog refuses to respond. Forced to get closer, the man moves forward despite the bears being only a few meters away.
Raina, can you please come here? Raina, come here. Get over here. Raina!
When his dog continues heading toward them, the man has no choice but to rush in and clip on the leash.
Well, smart bears. Raina, get over here. With all that noise, jeez.
Thankfully, no harm came to either of them, and they were able to return safely to their tent as the bears eventually disappeared. What he expected to be a peaceful morning quickly took a dark turn when this unlucky camper woke up to find a large black bear searching for food. The intense clip begins as the man grabs his camera after spotting the curious predator sniffing around the outside of his tent.
Hey, no. Stop.
Even with the animal so dangerously close, he stays composed and somehow finds the courage to take action. As the camper holds his ground in a tense standoff, the bear moves closer and closer at one point, coming just inches away from him. Fortunately, after nearly 10 terrifying minutes, the animal finally loses interest and wanders off, giving the man just enough time to pack up and leave the area. On a cold and windy day in Russia, two men had their camping trip suddenly interrupted when a curious polar bear wandered into their area. At first, they quickly grabbed their camera after noticing the stealthy predator slowly approaching their campsite. When the animal refuses to back away, one of the men comes up with an idea to try and scare it off. Fortunately, the plan works, and the polar bear runs off, retreating back into the wilderness. This encounter begins with a group of tourists taking photos and recording a massive elephant from very close range. Even though an African elephant can reach an average height of around 4 meters, the group still chooses to stand just inches from the towering animal. Moments later, the elephant suddenly turns its attention toward them and makes a move that could cause even the most fearless person to panic. After the bluff charge, the safari guide readies his rifle in case things escalate. Fortunately, staying in place proves effective, and they leave the situation unharmed. At the beginning of this unsettling clip, a Russian hunter is seen aiming his rifle at a large figure hidden within dense brush. After the bear makes its first charge, the man keeps his weapon fixed on it. Which proves to be the right move. It is later understood that the animal was acting defensively to protect her cubs, explaining the sudden aggression. Remarkably, the hunter gets away without injury. YouTube creator Julie Lunar shared a video that started as a reflective retelling of a past camping trip in the Grand Canyon. But as her story progressed, it became clear this was not a typical outing. She explained how the Grand Canyon had always felt awe-inspiring to her, vast, quiet, and beautiful, the perfect place to step away from the noise of everyday life. On that specific trip, she found a remote area to camp. By the time she settled in, the sun had already dipped below the horizon, leaving the desert in deep, complete darkness. Her plan was simple: stay for the night, enjoy the solitude, and leave at sunrise. But as the night grew deeper, the peaceful silence began to change. At first it was subtle, The faint crunch of gravel, the sound of movement just beyond the reach of her light. She told herself it was only an animal, but the rhythm of the steps felt off, too slow, too deliberate. In the stillness of the canyon, every pause and shift carried sharply through the air. It felt less like wildlife, and more like someone or something listening. Sleep never came that night. She remained alert until dawn, packing up quickly, and leaving with a lingering feeling that she had not truly been alone. Fast forward to the present, and Julie returned to a similar remote location to test her nerves and to capture everything on camera. She came prepared with stronger lighting and continuous recording, determined to document what she had felt before. From the beginning, the atmosphere carried an eerie sense of familiarity. The camera struggled to focus in the heavy darkness.
It won't focus on you.
That's like a horror movie.
As a matter of fact, it won't focus on anything. Your camera's just not focusing. It can't focus on you. What the hell? Oh, there we go. I got it.
So yeah, this is definitely how dark it was at the Grand Canyon. So just imagine being out here and you hear footsteps following you on the trail and you hear a whistle. Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Moth. Do you like my light? Do you like my light, Mr. Moth?
Literally a year ago today, the most terrifying thing happened to us. And I'm really spooked right now and I have like
Why are you so concerned? I actually feel comfortable, weirdly enough. Like I think
okay, this is literally like a year ago when you felt comfortable and you wanted to go deep into the
okay, and I was just, okay, maybe we should start walking.
Yeah.
I see what you're getting at, you know, and I don't like that at all. I see what you're getting at. That is actually, okay, now I'm getting goosebumps. I actually just got chills thinking about that. I'm a little creeped out because why?
Can you unlock the car?
Yeah. Can it open? I didn't open. There you go. Well, now I'm a little creeped out. You know why? Remember, I was leading the wrong way?
Yeah, I'm really freaked out right now.
In my head, I knew where we were going.
You know what's weird? So he was acting exactly like this, where he just got like super calm and comfortable, even though like it was really spooky outside.
You're making me feel weird.
Why?
Because like...
And as hours passed, the same pattern returned. Once again, faint footsteps echoed from the edges of her camp, slow, deliberate, and uncomfortably close.
Whistle that we heard that night. So as we were walking, we heard a whistle from the trees. We pointed our flashlight at the trees and there was nothing there. The whistle sounded sinister and not human. This is how dark it is, guys. Oh, I just got chills. This reminds me of like the parking
don't just
lot.
say you just got chills out of nowhere.
Why'd that branch just move?
What branch?
Right there.
It's windy.
Okay, I'm scared now.
Let's just get this done, yeah? And you know what I just realized? This flashlight's ass.
I'm spooked. Oh.
That's what I hear. You hear that fucking howling of the coyotes?
What is that?
I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, I heard something else. Let's go.
I did hear a hump too. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Like some fucking spooky ghost hunters we are.
I mean, this literally is putting me back into that scared feeling that we had.
It's not focusing.
Each time she scanned with her light, nothing appeared. The stillness of the night only intensified the unease. As the tension built, she chose not to wait for anything to escalate. The video shows her hurried but careful teardown checking, constantly over her shoulder. The noises seemed to follow her as she moved, always just out of view. The footage ends in darkness with the sound of gravel crunching and her gear shifting as she made her way back to safety. There was no reveal, no figure clearly caught on camera, just another night of unexplained footsteps echoing through the silence. Many speculate that Julie may have encountered another person hidden in the shadows, tracking her movements. Others argue the sound was too controlled to be an animal, too deliberate to be random. Combined with the fact that she experienced the same pattern twice in different locations, it raises questions about whether something psychological or something paranormal was at play. So, what was it? A stalker hidden in the darkness, an unknown presence moving just beyond the light, or something else entirely? And perhaps the most unsettling thought, if she hadn't left when she did, how close would it have come? The Men's Life is a YouTube channel known for travel adventure and exploring unique locations across the world. But one visit to a forgotten ghost town ended up being far from their usual lighthearted experiences. The couple had heard about the abandoned settlement but had never seen it themselves. Their plan was simple: capture the eerie atmosphere of a place left to decay in isolation. The video opened with wide shots of a dusty road lined with brittle weeds shifting in the wind.
Something literally is here in the vicinity. Legit, Chelsea's so freaked out right now, she doesn't want to leave the tent. I apologize if this vlog wasn't really much, but I mean, we're popping in here to just tell you guys that we're okay. Right now, we just concluded the main channel, which you guys will see. But yeah, I don't know what's happening. I legit don't know what's going on or what is around us right now, but the sounds we have been hearing, yo, it's like legit freaking me the hell out. There's a sound coming from in there as well. But again, I don't know what it is. I can't detect the species. Holy shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, this place has something wrong to it. There's something very, very wrong to this place. So right now we're in Caribou Mines, where there's a known beast that has been encountered in the early century. I found this actually in a book where they actually cover a lot of ghost stories stuff. Now, these stories you can't find online. You have to actually go to books. The author that I've been getting these stories from actually has collected them over time as like a personal piece, man. Like it's something that he's collected so we can share, and they're all from locals who have actually had paranormal stuff go down over the last century. Like legit, it's scary. It's a really scary thing considering the fact of what we heard. Again, I can't claim it to be cryptid, but I'm almost like on the fence of it being cryptid.
The silence felt heavy, almost unnatural. At first, it was exactly what they had hoped to film: rusted machinery scattered across the ground, a leaning church still standing through time, and the skeletal remains of houses, their door frames intact, while everything else had disappeared. It was unsettling, yet fascinating.
That hurts me again. I'm not going to waste any time, though. I want you guys to hear it, but I also don't want to put ourselves in danger too much, because I actually feel like things are going to go down if we stay too long in this place. Also, too, there's one thing you guys got to know about me, and that's actually me absolutely hating the fact of packing up in the middle of a night of like research, a night of trying to figure out shit, a night of camping, a night of filming for you guys. I hate canceling that. But I do it sometimes because I actually feel like we're in danger, and that's tonight. And legit, it's bad out here. I'm doing this for the sake of both Chelsea and I. We're gonna have to come back for a follow-up main channel and see what's going on. Maybe go down that path where I heard something again. We will see. Found our salad thing, the lid, and this all scattered on the ground. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. It's actually messed up. So I'm thinking I'm hearing stuff, but I haven't heard a single thing since I cut. That's the weird thing. It's like silent now, just dead, flatline.
A place that looked as though its people had vanished without warning. But before long, the mood began to change. Unusual noises broke the silence. Slow, deliberate sounds echoed through the night, far too controlled to be just the wind. The isolation made it worse. There were no towns for miles. No reason anyone else should be nearby. The unease continued to grow. Their campsite showed signs of disturbance: items displaced, tables knocked over. Each new sound seemed to close in around them. And with the full moon lighting the ghost town, the atmosphere shifted from eerie to threatening.
We come in peace. We don't mean any harm. It's a damn full moon. I don't know if you guys can see that from where I am, but there's a moon and it's full as fuck. Right there. Yeah, this light's not going to do much, but yeah, it's a full moon. We're pretty much packed up. Damn. Okay, so finally did it. Packed up. I know this wasn't really much of an ending to this vlog or a vlog at all, but legit had a crazy night, guys. Like, it's hella late. Probably gonna go and sleep till like noon tomorrow. It's probably not gonna happen because we have stuff to do, but anyways, definitely gonna sleep in for as long as I can. But we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back for part 2 and kind of go up down that way where I heard that last thing. I don't know what the hell that was, but it's still undiscovered. We went through both ways, and now that one's just left to do. So whatever is here, I can't tell you, but it was here in the vicinity. Demolished our stuff. Like, not really demolished, but like kind of pushed over our table. Stuff was everywhere. Everything being said and done, thanks for joining me on it.
By the time they reached their car, the decision was clear. The exploration was over. The couple packed quickly and left, cutting the trip short. In their final thoughts, they admitted that while the ghost town offered striking visuals, Something about the experience had gone too far. The beauty of abandonment had been replaced by the undeniable weight of danger. Some believe the noises were caused by animals drawn into the empty town. Others think it could have been trespassers, or even something connected to the legends surrounding Caribou Mines, a place where locals claim strange entities have been seen for over a century. The scattered gear suggests intentional interference, leaving open the possibility that someone or something was watching. Was the couple simply unsettled by the isolation, or did they step into a place they were never meant to be? And if they return for a second part, will the ghost town reveal more of its secrets? Or will the next encounter be far more dangerous? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.